don't know why it keeps like zooming in. That'll work. It's too far back. Yes, don't mind me. Better. Okay. There's always stuff. Don't mind my towel. I really desperately needed a shower before I started, but I was running late. So, um, so I'm showered and clean, but not fully ready. But here we are. There's a glasses are kind of foggy because I'm hot from the shower. I needed to color my hair, so that is part of it. Okay. Where to begin? I'm using my phone this time because I used my phone on Wednesday when I was doing the art, and I felt like it was more clear than my camera. So, I'm going to rub this face stuff in a little bit better. So I decided I would use my camera again. My phone again, sorry. Because it just looks a little bit better, or clear, I guess. So, where to begin? All right. So, as far as music, I've been listening to the Supernatural soundtrack all seasons. Like, that's what I've been lifting at the gym with. It's just like old rock. So, it's good. So, I just kind of been, it's like Metallica. I can't think of any of the other, um, but it's pretty good. It's a good motivator for lifting. So, I've been kind of doing that while I'm lifting. I worked on my art things this week. So this is my mushroom dude. I got his top red and his cape green. And my cats are going crazy in here, of course. So this week I'll probably work on the white, the little dots, the white. And then I'm not sure, maybe some of the detail because he has like a cross, like a belt thing on, and so that's like super detailed. So that's gonna take some time. So I'll probably work on the white dots on the top of the red, and I don't know what else. Something down here on his like actual clothing. So it's kind of hard to see him because they're so tiny. And I worked on this guy, and I got the silver done on the barrels. I kind of messed up on this arm a little bit, so I'm gonna have to go back in and do some brown to kind of line those lines straight. And then his little shooter thing is green, so I went ahead and painted that. But it looks really good now that the silver is on there. And I did like a metallic silver, so I thought it looked cool. Starting to kind of come together. I did not work on the dragon at all because they took a lot of detail on the other one, so I'll probably work on that this week. I was actually thinking about, because I know I had talked about last week about doing um, a game night, maybe on Saturdays, but I think maybe I'm just going to do another art night and then either draw or paint or whatever. So I think I'm going to do an art with me on Wednesdays and Saturday nights, maybe. And then Sundays will be podcasts, kind of a catch up. And then starting this week, the 1st of May, I'm going to start doing Twin Peaks watch and recap. Watch with me and recap with me. So I think that's going to be 8 o'clock on Friday. I'll do a watch with me. I got to figure out how to do like a watch with me without doing like a copyright thing. I mean, I guess that it catches it and it will just make no sound. So that's fine. But so I'm going to do a watch Twin Peaks with me. We're going to watch the pilot episode on Friday, May 1st at 8. And then the following week, I'll do a recap of the episode, um, which I've already watched it once and took a bunch of notes. So, and I watched a couple people on YouTube who did watches and recaps. See Oliver? Oh, I'm so cute. So that's the plan now for 4 days a week because I can't do gaming and streaming with the laptop that I have. So the plan is to, I'm not sure now that I've seen some videos on the new Switch 2s if I don't want to maybe get a Switch 2 instead of a laptop. Because I think you can dock it and still like put it on your screen. So I don't know. I might not get a new laptop for being able to game and stream. I might just get a Switch 2 and then do streaming that way. Because you can do it that way too. Like you can dock it and have it on your screen and then stream. So I'm thinking about it. It's going to be a little while down the road before I do it. Probably end of summer, maybe. It'd be a good like fall, maybe a birthday gift to myself. My birthday's in October, but maybe an early birthday gift to myself and get into fall and winter and have a Switch 2 and do another gaming night. But right now I'm going to do two art nights. So I'm probably going to be painting on my little monsters some. I'm also still doing this making comics, which I have other, I'll show you some other ones that I have. Some other books that I have for drawing. Oh, making a mess. Hello, I'm still here. So I have this Draw the Villains and drawing anime and drawing words and writing pictures. So I have these books that I've kind of went through some, and then I've been working my way through this one because this is sort of like a beginner kids, and I mean I'm not like a art like I'm not like an artist. I went to art school for 2 semesters. But then my mom convinced me that I would never make any money being an artist, and so I changed my major. So I kind of regret that now because I think that in this day and age, you have to do multiple medias, but and probably have multiple jobs. But I mean, we have multiple jobs anyway. Like I have a full-time, normal, like 9 to 5. It's like 7 to 4, but job, and then I also have a side job, and then I also have like an online sales thing, clothing. I mean, I sell some of my stuff on Depop, but then I have my normal full-time job, and I have a little side hustle that I do for extra money, and then I will sometimes sell on Depop, which I haven't really been doing that this year. So kind of stopped that at end of 2025. I haven't really sold much. I got kind of tired of all the clothing, and I felt like Depop was getting super saturated and people just weren't buying because of the shipping fees. So I kind of just stopped doing that. One of my sons is actually selling on eBay. And so he's like very, very curating clothes. So he knows like how much things cost, and he goes out on his days off and he's picking certain brands that he knows he can sell for double or triple. And he's very, very much curating what he sells. I mean, I kind of started on Depop just selling like older clothes that just didn't fit me anymore. So, but I haven't really done that much, and I don't know if I'll get back into that or not. I was thinking about doing that. What's that new live selling one? I can't think of the name of it. WhatsApp or what's it's not the one where you chat. It's like a live selling. But now I can't think of the name of it. Gary Vee talks about it all the time. So I was going to do some lives with that, but it was just a lot of work, and so I just didn't really want to mess with it. And I'm just so busy. Like I have a full-time job and a part-time job already, plus just like all my hobbies that I want to do and all the things that I like to do. So I don't know. I just don't really want to take the time to do that. So my point was, I don't even know what my point was. Um, so on one of my art nights, I was watching a video on YouTube, and I can't think of the guy's name now. But he was talking about some people that he followed on Instagram, which I went in and followed some of those people. And he was talking about how they do like diary entry style comics. So it's basically kind of a autobiography comic. And so I thought it would be kind of cool to maybe kind of start trying to draw that and do like things that have happened in my past that are kind of would be interesting. So, um, I started writing down a couple things. So, um, I did I did a delivery to someone one weekend, and it was like I always get kind of, I don't know, it was kind of like this weird house. It was a decent looking house, but it was kind of in this like it had like a long driveway, and when I pulled up, like the front door was kind of open, and it was just kind of weird. But then like, this guy came to the door and like a lime green Speedo, and then like I don't know what he had on top. It was like blue and lime green, like kind of like a top thing that went with his Speedo. And he was like, I think he had a pool maybe. And he was like super tan, like he laid out a lot. He was like an older guy, like he had to be late 50s or 60. I don't know how old he was, but so I thought it would be really funny to kind of draw like a comic of me kind of like driving in my car delivering, pulling into this driveway, kind of feeling like this is kind of a weird situation. And then the guy comes to the door in a like overly like that lady on There's Something About Mary who lays out all the time on the roof, and she's got like that leather skin. So a guy that kind of like comes to the door who's like almost 60 with his leather skin and his lime green Speedo. I mean, that's freaking funny. Like I think that would be a really funny little comic strip to do. So then I started writing down um, a few things like one of my friend's mom had a station wagon when we were teenagers. And so it was actually a couple times, but my parents lived on this hill, top of this hill that went down. So it was actually kind of a fun street to like go down on your bike when you were a kid. Um, but the station wagon had like a carrier, like things on the top. So we decided to get on top of the station wagon, and one of my friends drove, and the other, I can't remember, two or three of us got on top and held on and just rode down the road on top of the station wagon. So that would be a funny comic from when I was a teen. So I've just kind of been thinking about like different little like diary entry style comics, so like autobiography style comics that I could try to start. It's gonna take me a long time because I'm very critical of my drawing. I think I just need to do it. I think I need to just do it more like cartoon like and not really try to make it like, oh, it needs to look like me. Like I think it just could just be like a teenage girls on the station wagon. So anyway, I think some of my art nights are going to kind of be one of my nights, unless I'm just totally into the painting, because I'm really into the painting and it's just so relaxing. And that hour goes by so fast on Wednesdays. So I may just keep on painting for a while, but I am going to start working on these like diary entry style, autobiography style type comics because I think that would be super fun to just do like a little comic strip of me doing a delivery to a guy in a Speedo or being a teenager riding on top of my friend's mom's station wagon. So I don't know. That's kind of just something I want to do for my art nights. So I'm going to keep doing those and I'm going to add Saturday as an art night. And then I'll reassess in the fall if I do decide to get a gaming laptop or a Switch to start doing some gaming streaming. I can always do another night, like in the winter, because it's just, there's a lot less to do in the winter. Now I have to like mow my yard, and I've been working on a yard project, which takes me kind of to that is I've been working on, I'm still working on, it's just been raining a lot off and on. So one, I'm trying to get these bald spots in my yard, the grass to grow. Two, I'm trying to get the rock laid down on the sides of my house. That's all I'm going to do this year. Um, if I later on in the year, if I start like removing um, removing things from the front landscaping and moving them to the back, then that's fine if I get time. Otherwise, I'm going to leave it till next year. So I want to get the bald spots in my grass cleaned up and I want to get the rock laid down on the side. And next year, I will finish moving out all the landscaping in the front to the back, and then I'm going to put the hydrangea bushes in the front. So it's just, I mean, it's just me. I'm a woman show here. So it takes time to do stuff. And I'm also 50 years old. So, and I also have like a house to take care of and a job and another job. And I want to like live my life. I want to go to the gym. I want to read books. So I just don't want to be. I did do 1 week where I just worked in the yard every day after work to just so I could get it to a place where I was like, okay, it doesn't look horrible out there after the winter. Um, but it takes me time to do projects because it's just me just doing them. So anyway, that's my that so this year I'm gonna get the grass fixed. I have these little bald spots. And then out where I put my, like last year when I would do lawn bags, I kind of put them on the other side of the sidewalk where there was a strip of grass there. And so there's like a bald spots there where I put like the lawn bag. So that was just dumb of me. Now I've actually put them on the driveway. So, but underneath my trees up towards the front of my house where I've continually like cleaned out my beds each year, like I clean them out and weed them and all that, it just gets like kind of little bare spots. So I'm trying to work on getting all that fixed up this year. So luscious grass and rock on the side. That's this year's um, plan. And if I do get out in the fall and start moving things, then we'll see. I'm not going to push myself to do that. I just want to get the rock done and I want to get the grass growing. So that's the plan for that. but I want to try to do 4 uh, lives a week, I think. Sunday at noon, Wednesday at 6, Friday at 8, I think, and probably Saturday will be 8 also, because I do like a little side hustle on Fridays after work and Saturdays after work, and then like last night after I got back home, I mowed my front yard, so um, I think 8 would be good to do a little art project on Saturday nights. I mean, if something comes up where I have something to do, something to go to, then I'll won't do it. But what else? Okay, I'm going to. So I still have to finish this Hellions one for this week. It's kind of a long comic, so I'm. It's funny. It is cute, but I need to finish it, which I'm going to finish it today, because it should have already been finished. I just didn't finish it this week for some reason. I got a little over halfway through it, but I'm going to finish this today so I can get on to next week's comic, which is called. I'm going to look up why, because I can't remember. Um, so I got this comic called Mary Sue. I have, this is one, and it just looked, I watched a YouTube video or an Instagram video of a girl that I follow, and she was talking to the author of this, and it just sounded really good. And so I was just like, I'm going to get that. So I got the first, it's 2025. Cassie has a lot of friends. They just all happen to be online where she can talk to them about her beloved favorite shows, Riverview, and get her feedback on her fan fiction, starring her own hot vampire. But her fic writing persona is revealed to the entire school when her former best friend finds it and can't resist reading some of it out loud to their classmates. So it just sounded really good. I love like um I don't really know if it's like meta or like breaking that fourth wall when like a comic character writes fan fiction about something. So like in Rainbow Rowell wrote the books like the what are the books with the two guys, the vampire and the I've read all 3 of them. Carry On, Any Way the Wind Blows, and Wayward Son. So it's Simon Snow and Baz. I can't think of what Baz's last name is. So Simon and Baz are like in this magic school. So she wrote like a trilogy on these characters. And then she wrote a book called Fangirl, where this girl and had a twin sister, and they both went to college, and they kind of like went their own separate ways, but it's mainly about one of the sisters, Kath, and she writes fan fiction about Simon Snow. So it's sort of like that, like, I don't know. I just thought that was such a cool concept. So she wrote a book called Fangirl, and then she wrote a graphic novels. I think there is 4 of them. Um, Graphic novels about the book Fangirl. So it's like drawings, and so I've read all 3 of the Simon Snow Baz books, and I've read the Fangirl book, and I also have all four of the Fangirl. She calls it manga, but manga graphic novels. I don't really know what the difference is. I think of manga as um, being from another country or originally in another language and being translated. And then I think of graphic novels as being like English. I don't know if that's correct. I don't know if you can interchange manga and graphic novels. I don't know. But I always think of manga as something that was originally in like Korean or Japanese, and then it gets translated into English for, and then graphic novels are actually were originally English. I don't know if that's right or not. But so Mary Sue apparently writes fan fiction um, about Riverview, which maybe kind of sounds like a knockoff of Riverdale and her very own hot vampire OC. So I don't know if it's sort of a knockoff of some of those shows like Riverdale, OC, Vampire Diaries, like sort of like that. But I love whenever characters write fan fiction about either fake characters or other characters. Like in the Rainbow Rowell, she created this world of Simon and Baz, and then she created a character who was obsessed with Simon and Baz and wrote fan fiction about him. I don't know. I think that's just like, it's very meta. I don't know. I've heard people say meta. I've heard people say like, I think breaking the fourth wall is where you're like looking at the camera or whatever, but I don't know what it's called. But so I'm starting Mary Sue this week. Um, I have one and two, so I'm gonna read one, and then I'm not sure what I'm going to read next week. If I'm going to go back to the Carol Danvers or the Captain Marvel, um, um, okay, I'm trying to look up because I have now. I'm reading. What am I reading? I'm reading the Captain Marvel from 2020. I'm reading no 2018. I'm reading the Hellions from 2020, and now I'm reading Mary Sue from 2025. But I also have kind of gotten into this. I follow this girl who's kind of obsessed with the Superboys that are showing up now in like the Superman comics and the not Wonder Woman, Supergirl um, comics. There is a there is a kind of a series called Reign of the Superboys, and it's crossed over into multiple different comics. So it's in like um, Action Comics, Supergirl, Superman, Superman Unlimited. Um, so actually I'm not reading like all of the Superman and Supergirl or whatever. I'm curating just the reign of the Superboy. So I have like the first four, and then there's four more that are out, and then the ninth one I think comes out in May, and there's going to be a total of 20, I think, but they're crossed over into different. I'm trying to find what I have on my phone because I'm using my phone to. Okay, here it is. So, let me see how many there are. Yes, there's 20. And the last one comes out in July of 2026. No, yeah, July of 2026. So there's 8 of them that are out right now. I have 4, and I'm going to order the other 4 that are out, and then the 9th one comes out May 13th. And I'm just going to keep getting I want to get all 20 of them. But they're crossovers into other the Reign of the Superboys is not like a comic book series. The Reign of the Superboys is it's in Action Comics, Supergirl, Superman Unlimited, Superman, and then Supergirl, Superman Unlimited, Superman, Action Comics, Supergirl, Superman Unlimited, Superman, Action Comics. So it looks like it's in those 4. And so I'm going to just get, so it's going to be like multiple series. So it's like Action Comics 1096, Supergirl number 11, Superman Unlimited number 11, Superman number 36, Action Comics 1097, Supergirl 12, Superman Unlimited 12, Superman 37. So it's just like kind of in the middle of some of these series, but I don't want all of the series. I mean, maybe if I get to reading those and I'm like, ooh, this is a really good comic, maybe I'm going to go back and get all of the Supergirl or all of the Action Comics or all of the Superman Unlimited, whatever. But for right now, I just want to get the Reign of the Superboys and just have that. So it's going to be, it's not actually like a comic book series, like where you'd get all of the Mary Sue comics. It's multiple comics pulled from different ones. So I'm kind of excited about that. So I may start next week The Reign of the Superboys, which it just started coming out on March 11th. So next week I probably will start reading that, and if it's good, I don't know if I'm gonna like keep jumping back and forth between the other comics, and maybe I need to read more than one a week. Um, so I'm excited about reading The Reign of the Superboys because I watched this girl who does Instagram videos on them, and the videos that she talks about is just how funny the Superboys are. So I'm excited to start that comic. So that's comics, that's books. I am almost done with Dungeon Crawler Carl. I have just this much left, which I'm hoping to finish it. I was hoping to get it finished this weekend. So, yeah, I mean, I have like 70 pages. Like, I should be able to knock this out. I should have read more, but I ended up staying up too late last night watching the end of season 11 of Supernatural. And then the way it ended, I was like, dang it, I've got to start the first episode of 12 because I got to see what's going on. So I ended up staying up too late, so I didn't read as much. So the goal was to get it finished by the end of April. So that's Thursday, which that should easily be able to be done. But I would really like to get it done today. So that's the plan. I'm still reading some stories in Geek Girls, and I'm still working my way through the Forever Strong book. I haven't gotten much further this past week. And I did not yet create my character or even start for this one. But I am going to try to get that done this week. And I actually had a couple of videos saved on YouTube on the introduction of this and it's kind of helped me figure out what the heck I'm doing. So I'm worried that I'm not going to create my character correctly, like have the correct, like strengths and all the stuff that your character gets. I'm afraid that I will mess up that and then like give myself like a less advantage in the game when I'm playing. So I'm gonna watch some videos on that too. So I'm gonna finish Dungeon Crawler Carl. I also started this graphic novel called Youth Group. It's so cute. I'm not very far into it this far. um, but it's super cute. It's about this girl Kay who agrees to go to church with her mom, and in church she ends up like her mom goes into like church service and the kids go into like this youth group thing. So she kind of stumbles on some of the characters outside of youth group, and they're like slaying a or trying to um, get a demon out of one of their friends. Um, so they're like youth group demon slayers, and so it's cute. It's really cute. So I'm excited to keep on reading. Also, like her parents are recently divorced. Um, so anyway, it's cute so far. So I'll be curious about how she ends up getting into if she can. I like this necklace. How it just like glows. How she get if she stays with the youth group and joins their mission of slaying. There was a hilarious line. I took a photo of it because when I share this book on my Instagram, I really want to. There's a character in the book. Her name is. Oh, it doesn't tell her name. Portland's the boy. Let's see where she introduces herself to the girl, but I can't find it. But anyway, there's the girl who's like, she's like kind of the leader of the youth group, and she's um like super excited about slaying demons and and doing things for Jesus. So she's like, focus, guys. It's time to use the Holy Ghost to make them holy toast. And then the girl like does like this like face smack, and I don't. It was just really funny. So I'm like, she's like that super excited character, you know. But anyway, it's cute. I started reading this Slayer book, and I'm also doing the audio too. So I'm probably further than this in here because I'm further in the audio. I was going to start this one after I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl, but I ended up starting the audio while I was working in the yard. And so, because I finished, when did I finish? Roll for Romance. And so then I was like, I need another audiobook. And this one came up, and I was like, well, I have this book, but I'm going to go ahead and listen to the audio, and then I'll also read it once I get down the road. So once I finish Dungeon Crawler Carl, I'm going to start this book called The Fortune Fall. So I follow this lady on Instagram, and she talks about rare books or first edition books and stuff like that. But this video came up where she was talking about this book called The Fortune Fall, which was written in like 1996. And it's kind of like this, like, she called it like steampunk. So she said, like, if you love The Matrix, you'll love this book because there's so many things. So The Matrix came out in 1999. This book came out in 1996, but she said there's there's like officers in this world that are like the agents in the Matrix who are trying to keep people in line. And um, so anyway, this sounds really good. Let me sorry, I'll read the back of it. Um, Maya is a camera a reporter with virtual reality broadcasting equipment implanted in her brain. What she sees, millions see. What she feels, millions share. And what Maya is seeing is the cover up of a massacre. As she probes into the covert political power plays of a radically strange near future Russia, she comes up secrets that have been hidden from the world and memories that AI controlled thought police have forced her to hide from herself. Because in a world where no thought or desire is safe, the price of survival is betrayal of your lover, your ideals, and yourself. So it looks, so I'm excited to start this because I do love The Matrix. And The Matrix was so different when it came out at that time. So anyway, I'm going to start this after I finish Dungeon Crawler Carl. And I don't know when I'm going to go on with that series. I've kind of put myself on a budget because I really need to read some of the books that I have. But I definitely want to continue on with Dungeon Crawler Carl. But I'm probably just going to, like, I want to finish Slayer. Slayer is actually a two books. The second book is called Chosen, so I already have both of those. I want to read The Fortune Fall. I have a couple other graphic novels I want to read. One is called Bubble, I think, and it's after a podcast. And the other one is called Nimona, and I actually think there is a Netflix called Nimona. But anyway, I'm gonna finish Dungeon Crawler Carl before the end of the month, and I'll just keep reading on the other ones as I'm not, like some of them are. I'm reading a few stories. I also have the book, the Grimm Fairy Tales, and I really kind of like to read a story every few days on that one too. But I just have so many. I have so many books going right now. I'm like, stop adding more stuff, Robin. How about you just finish a book? But I want everything. I wish I could read faster and absorb faster and, you know, but because I just want it all. I want all the information. All right, TV. I've been watching Supernatural, and I've been watching it a little bit more lately because I've been walking on my walking pad in the morning before I start work, and so I've been watching Supernatural when I walk on my walking pad. And then in the evenings, if I walk on it, I usually am watching Supernatural also. So I've pretty much just been watching Supernatural. I did get into Big Bang season 12 a few episodes. I kind of just don't want to finish it. I kind of just want to go back to the beginning. Um, and just like I throw it on when I'm like cooking or whatever. But I don't know. But I finished season 11, I think, of Supernatural last night, and I had to start 12 because the way 11 ended, I was like, dang it. So I only went like 5 minutes into the first of 12. I just needed to know that like things were okay. So, yeah. I already talked about that I'm going to start Twin Peaks on Friday, which I'm super excited about start watching that because it's just so weird. I watched a documentary on YouTube of David Lynch where he's kind of like talking about like it's like watching him like create art and he's just talking. Um, he didn't really have like I think he even was from the Midwest. Um, he didn't have like a bad life or anything. He just had some weird things happen that he kind of seemed I don't know, I feel like he was kind of very interested in human bodies, like naked women or dead bodies, or I don't know. The way he talked, I was like, Like he had a pretty normal life, childhood. I mean, so I don't know. But he like remembers like some woman walking out into the street naked when he was a kid and his brothers were outside, like it was about time for dinner or whatever, and she looked like she came out and from somewhere naked and was beat up. And then like later on, I don't know, he just talked about like he seemed very interested in human anatomy. So anyway, I did watch a couple. I watched the pilot. I took notes. I watched a couple people's recaps on YouTube because I wanted to kind of see what things that maybe they were seeing different than what I was seeing. And so I did get a couple little things from that. So then I'm going to watch it Friday at 8 o'clock. We'll start it. If you have it and want to watch it with me, awesome. Let's do that. And then next Friday, we'll kind of do a recap and talk about it. So I'm probably going to end up having to watch it a couple times, whatever episode I'm doing. But the nice thing is doing 1 week of watching and 1 week of recap. I actually have 2 weeks until I have to like recap the next episode. So it'll give me time to watch it and take notes and kind of watch some video recaps of other people watching it and then actually sit down and watch it live. And then I'll have the following week where I can recap it. So, what else? I was going to watch all the Hobbit movies. Oh, someone's calling me. I was going to watch all the Hobbit movies on Saturday, but I ended up watching um, the first Hobbit movie Thursday night, the second Hobbit movie Friday night, and then the third Hobbit movie on Saturday morning. Which I'm kind of glad I did it that way because I didn't really want to be in bed all day Saturday. So I love to lay in bed in the mornings on Saturdays till like maybe like noon, just have some coffee and watch a show, work on my planner for the next week. Um, just kind of read maybe. So I read some on that graphic novel. Um, and I had the Hobbit movie on. So yeah, that's kind of what my Saturday mornings are. Um, so that was all for like TV, movies type stuff. Um, I kind of changed up the way, I can't remember if I talked about this at all last week, but I did a post on my Instagram this week about how after I failed 75 hard, I was changing up the way I was doing my workouts. So, instead of lifting like 3 days or 4 days a week, I'm actually only going to lift 2 days a week and I'm doing full body. So I'm doing Sundays and Wednesdays and I'm doing full body and I'm trying to do 4 to 6 exercises during that time. Sometimes it just depends. So if it's like an exercise where you have to do, one side and then the other, those take a little bit longer to get through each side and each set. Whereas if you're just doing like, I don't know, like an overhead press, that's, you're just doing one, you're doing it at the same time, both sides at the same time. So um, sometimes 4 to 6, sometimes 4 exercises is 45 minutes and sometimes 6 exercises is 45 minutes. So I'm doing like a full body lift and I'm doing 3 sets from I either have to hit 15 or fail. And then I'm bumping up the weight each time. So I was doing like an overhead press and I started with 20. I think the first set, I think I maybe did make it to 15 this week. I can't remember. And then the second set, I bumped up to 25, um, which I have done 25 before, and I can't remember how far I got, or if I got to 15. I don't think I got to 15. I think maybe I got to like 10, maybe. And then The third set I bumped up to 30, which I had never done 30 in an overhead press. And I think I maybe only did 4. But I'm so sore from this new workout that it's like it really feels even though I'm only lifting 2 days instead of like 3 or 4 days, it feels more like I'm more sore and I'm building more muscle, and so I'm going to keep doing this. So like I did Bulgarian split squats on Wednesday, and even still up to yesterday, I was going down the stairs to the basement, and oh man, the side of my thighs, oh, they were just like still kind of like had a little bit of soreness in them, and that was Wednesday to Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That was like 3 days later, and I still had a little bit of soreness. But man, I was so sore from those because I normally only do 10 pounds on each side when I do the Bulgarian split squats, but I did 10 pounds on each side, so I did 20, and then I did 15 on each side, which is 30, and then I did 20 on each side, which is 40. And I didn't make it very far when I was doing 40. I think I maybe made it to like 5, but like I feel like I'm like making some progress with my weightlifting, changing it up this way. So right now I'm doing 2 lift days, 2 cardio days, and 2 walk days. Plus I'm also doing a second walk each day for like 20 to 45 minutes, just depending on how much time I have in the day. If I sleep in, maybe I can only do like a 30-minute walk in the morning instead of a 45. So it just kind of depends. So, but I'm really liking this new lift thing that I'm doing where I'm doing 3 sets, 15 reps or to fail, and I'm bumping up the weight every time. So I just really feel like I'm going to get stronger. And then I think once I'll probably keep sticking to the weight, my beginning weight that I'm doing. Um, and then maybe I will, once I get to where I'm hitting 15 on the second set. So like I did 20 pounds. I mean, it's actually 20 in each hand, so it's like 40. So when I did the overhead press, I was doing 20-pound weights in each hand. The next set I did 25-pound weights, and the next set I did 30. So I think once I can get to 15 on the second set, so the 25, then I'm going to start making 25 my first set. So I'll do 25 and then 30 and then 35. I think that's the way I will kind of like once I can hit 15 on the second set, then I will start making the weight of the second set the first set, if that makes sense. I think that will be a really good way to um, help build my muscle more. I want to show you this video. If I can get my thing to play here. I don't know if it's going to have any volume or not because of this guy. This Official Drews. Let's see if I can move this over. This Official Drews. Official Drew Cooks on Instagram. He made this barbecue chicken garlic bread pizza. So he made it with like like frozen loaves of bread. So last night I got like a frozen loaf of bread, and then I also got those little, like those little Texas toast ones. Um, So last night I made three on the Texas toast one. And it's so easy because especially if you get like already, so I got like already shredded rotisserie chicken. And so he cooks this bread in, gets it unfrozen. So like maybe like I did the Texas toast for like 5 minutes where the butter was melted and it was unfrozen. And then he puts barbecue sauce on it, and then he puts cheese on it, and then he had previously put the shredded chicken in a bowl and mixed it with some more barbecue sauce. He puts red onion, he puts the chicken, he puts more cheese, which is mozzarella, and then he puts some Gouda on top of that. And then he cooks it in the oven until it's like the cheese is melted or whatever. So last night I did it with a little Texas toast piece, which I forgot about the onion. So I had the onion here, but I forgot to chop it up and put it on the pizza. So I did sauce, cheese, um, chicken, cheese, and Gouda. And then I put it in the oven until it was melted, and then I moved it up to the broiler and kind of got it kind of crispy. He also throws parsley on the top of it, but look how good that looks. Oh my goodness, it was so good. I just need to make it right with the onions next time. And um I also have the bread, but I also have the Texas toast. Um to do it on too, so I can kind of like have just like serving size. And I mean I could cut up the bread and do like um I don't have to do like the whole 4 loaves like he did. I was trying to find this other girl that I also I watched her. I like quirky people like that guy, that Drew Cooks guy. He's super quirky. I don't like some of the people who do like um who have like super curated cooking feeds and stuff, where it's just so pretty. I kind of like people who are quirky and maybe make a mess. Like you can see in that video where he had like barbecue sauce on the counter and he had cheese here and there. And so it wasn't like super pretty. It was just like somebody cooking in their kitchen and showing you how to make this like cool, easy little snack. So I'm trying to find this other girl that I started following too, that she cooks. And she's kind of quirky also. She also has a southern accent. Um, but she's super cute. I think she's a school teacher, maybe British I don't know. She teaches like, but she cooks and she makes. If I can't find her, I'm just gonna have to explain it. So yesterday I came across a video that she did where she was making Margot Robbie's nachos. Is this her? Yes. Courtney Cooks is her name. Okay, I'm going to share this. Help. Courtney Cooks is her name. So she made, oh, there. Margot Robbie's nachos, which is the red bag of Doritos, baked beans, and then shredded cheese on top. So over the weekend, I made these. I didn't do like she does here with the whole freaking bag. So I can have it like a couple times. So I like made me just like a little serving of Doritos. I put some beans on it, and then I think I got the Fiesta cheese. Um, and I saw some comments that people left in her thing about saying she put too much cheese on there, but I like all the cheese on there. And then I use my broiler again and just put it on low and put it in there until all that cheese is melted. And sometimes, I mean, some of the chips that are sticking up will get kind of like burned on the corners if you leave it in there too long, but it was actually really good. I was surprised. So she does something weird at the end of this video where she like puts makes bread and butter and puts that on bread and butter. That was kind of like, what? Okay. So here, I'm gonna go. So I made a reel yesterday where I made the Margot Robbie nachos. See, I just made like a little bit like of a smaller portion, and then I put the beans on it, and then I put the shredded cheese on it, and then you can see like some of the little corners of the chips are get burned if the actual chip is sticking out. And then I ate it, and it was really freaking good. So I'm sure it's like not the healthiest, but it was good. So Margot Robbie nachos were good. And also the barbecue chicken pizza was good, which I'm gonna make it again probably tonight. I'll make it, and I will remember to put the purple onion, a red onion on there. And I didn't take any photos of um, the ones that I made, so I'll have to make a reel or take a photo of the ones that I made. Um, this is a better photo of my little creature because it's hard to show them like holding him up to my camera like this, so you can kind of see this guy when he already has the metallic, the silver. And I wish this was more green. I might do the next one, see if I can make it like more of a dark grass green type color. And then here's the mushroom guy. So you can see. So I'm gonna do like see, he has like these belts and like a jacket on. So I'm gonna work on kind of that this week probably. I'm gonna do the white spots on his mushroom, and then I don't know, I may work on the belt or jacket or something. I'm not sure what color those are. I have to look at the little monster PDF thing that I have. So, and then this guy is pretty much almost done. See right here, see where that's like it looks like not right. So I need to like go in and make that line straighter. I can't remember what this is supposed to look like, if there's supposed to be some silver on that too. But this underneath him, this is going to be red. It's like fire smoke coming out from his barrel, like he's getting ready to shoot up in the air. So I still need, and then in his mouth I think is black, and then I can't remember if his eyes are black or not. I need to look at the PDF that I have. And then so all this will be kind of like a red and orange, like fire. And then I need to do his eyes and his mouth. And then I'll probably do some more detail on this barrel, like kind of put in some where the lines are on the barrel, put in some like darker brown or black so you can kind of see the lines on the barrel. And then this will kind of look like red and orange and fire and smoke. And then I'll do the base. So he's pretty close to being done. This guy, no, he's not, because all this detail on his belt and his shirt, where it's kind of brown, it's brown now where I painted his arms and his face, because I just kind of wanted to get that done, and I need to do his staff, so he'll take a little bit more time. And then I haven't done much on the dragon, but I want to work on the details on his back and give him more, like where the light would hit the wings of a dragon, and you're going to see kind of like some lighter blue or some white, and then also give him some scales on his back. He has scales. I just need to like paint in the scales. That's gonna be super detailed. Um, but yeah, so so I wanted to show the barbecue chicken and the Margot Robbie nachos because that's kind of what I've been eating this weekend. And I saw that video yesterday of the barbecue chicken, and I actually ordered, just like put in an order of groceries for those ingredients to go pick up yesterday afternoon so I can make it last night when I got home and after I mowed the yard. I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna make some barbecue chicken. But then I think I rewatched his video later. Was showing it to my son, and I was like, oh dang it, I forgot the red onion. So I gotta put some onion on it today. And he said that in the video, he says that California Kitchen Pizza puts Gouda. So he does mozzarella shredded and then the chicken and then mozzarella shredded and then he does some Gouda on top of the mozzarella. Apparently that's a California Kitchen thing, which I didn't know. And I love like California Kitchen frozen pizzas. So um, I don't live somewhere that has a California Kitchen, so I do get their frozen barbecue chicken pizza, and that's where I started eating barbecue chicken pizza. But so I did get the Gouda and put the Gouda on there too, so that's good to know. But it was so good. Wow, I've been talking for an hour. I thought I would have a shorter video this week because I was like, I'm tired. I'm just got out of the shower. I'm just not really in it, but I ended up yakking. I end up yakking for an hour. So crazy. All right. Well, I will be back on Wednesday for art with me at 6 Central Standard. I'm gonna work on my little monster some more. And then Friday night at 8, we'll do Twin Peaks Watch pilot episode. Um, and then I think Saturday, I have some stuff I got to do Saturday morning that is sort of like unplanned stuff. Um, and sort of like opposite ends of the life spectrum. Like I'm going to a visitation and then I'm going to a little kid's birthday party. So it's just like life, the cycle of life. Oh, konnichiwa. Oh, the Lion King. Okay. I will see you Wednesday for art with me. If you want to join me live and do some art. And happy Sunday. Peace out.